Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of the Trust the Process podcast. I am so grateful for you being here. I want you, if you are live with me tonight, in the comments, hashtag live and let me know where you're checking in from. And if you are watching the replay or enjoying the audio experience wherever you listen to podcasts, head over to the comment section wherever you're listening to the podcast. In the reviews, let me know where you are and drop a 5-star rating, like the video, subscribe even. All right. We're on the Digital Loctician YouTube channel. And if you didn't know, YouTube now has podcasts. So you can find this on YouTube Music. You can find it on Apple Podcasts. You can find it on Spotify. We're out here. Okay. So I'm so happy that the family is here joining me live. And I have a very special guest with me tonight. We are going to be joined by none other than my sister in the industry. I've had the pleasure of starting her second lock journey, Miss Nicole J. Come on up to the stage, my love. I'm so happy for you being here. Nicole, I would like you to introduce yourself to everybody that's listening. Let us know where you're located, how long you've had your locks, and what it is that you do, day to day.
Okay, so hi everybody. I'm thankful to be able to be in this space as always. I love being able to share space with my sister friend Jocelyn. I am a loctician. I'm a lot of things, right? I'm a loctician educator. I am a neo-herbalist. I am also an occupational self-care advocate. And what I do on a daily basis, literally using science, wellness, and care to be able to cultivate a community of people with my students as well as my clients to be able to have a nourishing space of growth and development and things of that nature. So that's where I am. I'm located in Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach, Virginia to be specific.
I love that. I love all the ways in which you describe the goodness that you offer to the world. Like it's hard to put it into words, but you use some great words. Um, how long have you been on this lock journey?
This lock journey actually just made 2 years, March 11th.
Wow.
Right? Right.
I cannot believe it's been 2 years.
2 years, March.
And this is not your first journey, right?
This is my second journey.
So what brought you back to locks? Well, first, how long ago did you have that set of locks?
The first set, I want to say it was early 2000s. It legit took me about 15 years to build up the courage to do it again. No lie.
Courage. That's an interesting word.
Yeah.
Why do you say it took courage to get you back to the journey? And for those of you that are listening, what word would you use to describe where you had to be to start your lock journey? So how about you?
I would say courage because then I was a loctician, right? But my philosophical approach was different. It was way different. What I was looking for, what I needed, what I felt like I needed for my hair, the lack of what I didn't know about my hair, what I wanted my journey to look like, it was not what I experienced. And so once I got them, I didn't realize that, oh, I wasn't physically prepared for this. I don't look the same as I do with straight hair or with braids because I was a braided natural and I was a straight hair natural. I was never a curling natural, so I didn't wear 2-strand twist at that point.
Wow.
So I literally went from braids, which were typically small or cornrows, and then straight hair. I was never a curly natural at that point. So that transition was not there for me. It didn't click. So when I saw myself, I was like, it's giving too much face. It's giving Cleo. It's just not it. And then my experience of getting them wasn't what I was hoping that it would be. And that's when I learned more about self advocacy when it comes to what you're looking for in a journey. Because I just assume, which is how I put myself when I'm taking on new clients, they assume that you know what they want. And so I assumed that she knew what I wanted because she was a loctician, not necessarily, again, not realizing what her philosophical approach was compared to what mine was. I was still the same. I was still practicing the same philosophical approach that I practice now, but it was nowhere near as in depth as it was then. So, as it is now. So the courage part came back in when I combed them out. I felt more secure with myself. I felt pretty again. I literally went and got me a bob. I mean, a nasty bob. Like it was
It was on point.
it was definitely given, right? I felt back to myself, and I realized that it took so much weight off of me. But in order for me to go through this journey again, I wanted them. I had to have the courage within myself. I had to have the courage within my emotions. I had to have the courage, to ask the questions that I needed to ask. I needed to have courage to do a lot of things that I was not prepared for the first time around.
That is so real. One of the things that I feel like you've mentioned multiple times, and I want people to be very clear about, when you say philosophical approach, what do you mean by that? Like, the person that started your locks didn't have the same philosophical approach as you. What do
Right.
you mean?
So, what a philosophical approach is the approach or philosophy that a loctician practices. If I could just give an example, let's use doctors, right? You have doctors that they may be natal doctors, they may be podiatrists, foot doctors, they may be osteo, bone doctors, right? But of that, of their doctoral practice, they are typically going to be a DO or a NO. You know what I'm saying? Like a person that practices natural medicine versus pharmaceutical medicine, right? So their philosophy may be heavily practiced in like maybe Western medicine versus Eastern medicine. That'll be the difference of their philosophical approaches, right?
Yeah.
So with locticians, you have stylistic approach, you have laissez-faire approach, you have
Holistic.
holistic approach, you
Yeah.
have my
Prolistic.
approach. Okay, you have my approach, which is the prolistic approach, right? But back then, I didn't have a name for it. It was literally just, I thought that I was doing holistic with a little bit of, a
Yeah.
little bit more science or a little bit more of whatever, right? But of course, since then, I've coined the term prolistic. So me realizing that this person that was providing the service for me was more so a stylistic philosophical approach loctician, is nothing wrong with that. That just wasn't what I was looking for.
Exactly. And a
So
lot of locticians, yeah, right. I feel like a lot of locticians also back in the early 2000s, like you said, and even now are stylistic. Like, they really focus heavily on styling, not necessarily what you're looking for, which I'm assuming is like the care of your
yeah,
scalp, the care of your hair.
yes, and then being intentional about what you're looking for, right? Because if we're being honest, I've known you for a long time, but I had to be very strategic in how I was even looking and researching for the person that I wanted to start my second set of locks, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not just about, oh, I'm gonna sit in a chair and have this great experience with this great person. It's about a lot of dedication. Are you willing to travel if you have to travel? If so, are you willing to, like, what proximity do you want to be able to travel, or can you travel? What type of dedication can you give to this process? Are you willing to do like a 50-50 thing, like they service you and you service yourself also? What does this process actually look like for you? And so I had to think about all of those things.
Were you thinking about all those things in the 15 years, or was it more right up until when you decided to start your locks? Like how your second set, like how long did it take for you to get?
Honestly, I had started thinking about it when I was actually when I was in the shampoo bowl getting the shampoo for the first set. I was
You were
like,
thinking about your second set?
I didn't think about this. I didn't think this through too well. Because this shampoo is not shampooing. I had a big gigantic fro. I was put under the dryer with a big gigantic fro. Then it was attempted to blow dry, and that was horrific. My scalp was sore. I'm very tender headed. So it wasn't what I was looking for. It may be what worked for other people. And then I did the most barbaric way of finding a loctician
Tell us more.
as Facebook.
Oh,
Right? Like, ask them folks. And of course, not knowing what my needs are and what my intentions are for myself, they led me to the most popular in the area, right? Besides
yeah,
myself, they led me
yeah,
to, because it's like, oh, the loctician, the braider loctician is looking for a loctician. Boom, we're gonna put you on to the most popular person. And that was
yeah.
cool, but it just wasn't what I was looking for.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to unpack there with the popularity of like numbers and stylists versus the experience that you have in the chair. I don't know if we got time to unpack all of that.
No, we definitely don't have time. That's we definitely do not have time.
I really want to hear more about your journey. So you found the courage. You had decided to start locks. What were some personal considerations as far as your hair that you had to consider with starting this set of locks?
Okay, so being completely transparent, I came into my second set of locks in a very complex and vulnerable and fragile space in my life. I had been diagnosed with diabetes, high risk diabetes, high cholesterol, clinical depression, glaucoma, fibroids, like all types of stuff. My hair was not caring. Okay.
Yeah.
My hair at a point had literally just been coming out by the handfuls, like literally.
Yeah.
But I created a plan for myself to get my blood healthy, because that's how I knew I was sick anyway. Um, so that I could reverse all of those things. And to date, I definitely have, right? But
So proud of you.
thank you. I was saying before we started the live, you mess around and eating all those greens and flush your blood out and your hair grow back. And that's
Right?
literally what I did for my hair to grow back. My hair grew back. It was in it, like I said, and you was doing it. It was very
I
fragile.
remember.
It was
Yes.
very fragile. It was very spacey. It was airy. It was just, and you like, is this what you want to do? I'm like, this is what I want to do, because I know I have made a plan to get my hair back to what I'm used to. And here we are, 2 years later, with all of the
Thriving, okay?
and density and all of the health, and even learning so many things from you and stuff, because I'm definitely a cultivator student. I'm
Right?
so a cultivated student of Jocelyn's. I truly appreciate all that you've been able to share with me in my professional life and my personal life, as far as what I'm looking, what I want to give to my hair, because again, that was a very fragile state for me. So I'm like, listen, JoJo, I'm telling you now, I ain't do nothing.
I ain't do nothing.
I ain't,
We've all been there.
listen, I ain't do
There's
jack.
grace.
I'm coming to you full sweat. I'm coming to you full of determination. But I promise you, it's not gonna happen no more. Like, I just had to get these first few months. You know what I'm saying? I had to really just tap into myself and get myself on a page where I could even focus on my hair. So, if I'm being completely honest, I think it was probably about 6 months before I even paid attention to my hair. It was flourishing. It was doing what it was supposed to be doing, but I didn't notice my hair, I promise you, until maybe 6 months after we started.
And we started your locks with twists, two strand twists.
Strand twists.
Two strand twists. When as your hair, those 6 months, or let's even jump forward to the six month mark. what did you see of yourself, or what did you learn about yourself with this set of locks that was different from you having your loose hair?
I was more socially, psychologically, emotionally, economically prepared, but I still had doubts.
Mm.
I still was concerned about, well, what am I going to say when people say, can I touch your dreads? Or when they use that word or term with me, knowing how I feel so passionate about the usage of not using it with me. You know what I mean? Like, how do I show up so that I don't look like an angry Black woman but instead offer nourishing education on what I would like for myself? I was still very unsure about that space and what it would look like and what it would feel like. And then the questions started coming. Are they real? They
Oh
look
my
like lock
gosh.
extensions. And I'm like, I don't think I'm prepared for that either. Like,
We're locking in a difference. It's way different than 20 years ago when
yeah,
everyone else is buying locks at the store.
it's facts.
So
It's facts. But it sounds regular until they ask you, because it's like, what is it giving?
right? Does it
What
look
you
plasticky?
think?
Does it?
Right. Like, what is, am I shiny? What's going on? Right. Like, what's going on? But I think the most dedicated part that I have in this journey compared to the other one is my attachment to them, what they
Mm.
signify for me. I was in a very vulnerable, fragile space, and they have literally gone with me through the ride of that fragile, vulnerable space to a strong, ambitious space and prominent space, a proud space, right? An honored space, that even up to this date they done been around for a ride, because these last few years of my life have been a ride.
Life than life in,
Yes,
okay? Even when you kind of pull them down, they tell a story. Like your
yes,
locks always tell a story of like the good times and the bad times, the
yes,
ups and the downs. Like it shows up in your hair. So to
yes.
say that you have a attachment to this set, um, it's powerful. Do you foresee you keeping this set, or you're like, maybe I have to let it loose? Like where's your length goal?
No, I think I'm in. Like, I'm in. I feel like with this set, like, I can literally look at my hair and see where the density started to go down, which is where my dad was getting really, really, like, he was coming towards his end before his transition, right? And I think I want to hold on to it. I can see like the parts of my hair where it's really, really thick, where my hair had just started. It was
Growing back, filling in, right?
right. And then I could see where, my depression and stuff started setting in. My hair started shedding out a lot more. Just it, like I said, it has been around for a ride just in this short period of time. And I think I want to hold on to it. The only thing that I may do is probably just trim it up, because I don't really want it to go past. I honestly, the length that it is now is like my favorite length. Like
Right
this,
there. Yes, it is. It's the best. It is the
my
best.
favorite.
It is the
Even with
best.
my clients, like, that's my favorite length. So I probably don't want it to grow too much longer. I'll probably go like top of my bra strap, or enough to get a nice full, curly ponytail, and that's it. I'll
Just
probably
trim
always
it.
keep my bangs though, because I love my lock bangs.
Listen, okay, she don't play about them lock
Oh,
veins.
play
Don't I
with
hear she like
me.
put some forward. Put it.
Yes. Can you put it right here and pull it over to the side?
So I have to ask, right? Because you're a loctician, and you're in Virginia,
Yes.
right? I started your locks, but I'm all the way in Maryland. Have you had other hands in your hair? Like, have you found a loctician close to you that you trust? And
I have I've gone to a loctician that I'm teaching my philosophy to to teach her how to service my philosophy with her clients.
Yes.
Um, but she knows, and I'm so thankful. I am so thankful that she understands. You are here. I love what you do for me. I'm going back to Maryland though. So I let her know, also I'm gonna just put out there that I'm a new storefront owner, business owner. And baby, between taxes having you in a double chokehold
Okay.
and gas prices being what they are, like it's a whole thing for me. You know what I mean? It's a whole production for me to get there and just get back, right? So letting her know, what my schedule is and how I will frequent, whether it's just a shampoo. I do my own rods. I'm real. I'll do it. I'll do it. But if you could shampoo me and just get me right, you know what I mean, for just to get me through, I'll be back. But I gotta stay on this current client roster, okay? I cannot lose this space.
Don't do that.
I worked hard to get in this space, but that's how my clients feel about me too. You know what I mean? Like I respect it, and I want to make sure that I keep that relationship because it means a lot to me. You know what I mean? Like it means a lot to me. I could get real emotional right now, but it means a lot to me. Our relationship, our business relationship, and our personal relationship means a lot to me. Um, I don't want to just stick to one space because it's convenient. I really value what we share and what we're able to share in that time frame of being service. Like I feel like we take turns giving and pulling and giving and pulling and giving and pulling. And I appreciate it. And it's not that I can't do that with her, but we are more so in the same space where she's coming from a stylistic space and trying to, or not trying to, because she's done an amazing job, but coming over into that space where I am, like I said, she's done so beautifully, but we are already there. And so
Yeah.
it's like being able to speak to like minds, especially going on the journey that we've both been going on, seeing each other grow in a lot of different ways, it's super important to me.
And I receive that and appreciate that. One of the key things I don't want to be lost in that is that you are allowing someone that you're teaching. Like it's education is so important with locks
Yes.
and in hair care to be passing that on, and you being someone that is willing to share, willing to educate, and also willing to receive, be on the other side of your teaching is it's an amazing thing, and it's one of the reasons why I care about you so much and value everything that you do. Um, what I notice, I see you with your locks and curls all the time. Why? What's going on with the curls? And do you ever wear it straight?
I've worn it straight a couple of times,
In 2 years,
but
a couple times.
literally a couple of times.
Couple of times.
Um, I love curls. I love texture. I love volume. And this gives me volume. My hair is not thick. It looks thick, but my hair is not thick. Well, you know that. Like, but the audience doesn't know that. My hair looks thick, but it's like moderately fine to me, especially in my top areas. So wearing it in curls gives me volume that I love. And it gives me like a bohemian look because I'm so into like the bohemian space. Like I said, I love the texture. My hair is like this ashy, dusty brown,
Don't
and
do that. Don't do
but no,
that.
no, like ashy as in not necessarily in a negative space. Well, I won't even say necessarily, not in a negative space, but you have like golden blonde, ashy blonde, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's a literal thing. And I have gotten used to because I used to dye my hair black. right? I used to dye my hair black years and years ago, especially when I was a straight natural, because I wanted it to look a certain way. I didn't want to see the dusty brown or the ashy brown of my hair. I just didn't think, I didn't like it. But
Yeah,
now
it's not represented like in anything
mm-mm,
that color.
no.
So yeah,
And it's naturally my hair color, right? So
yeah,
getting used to it, I just love the way how textured it makes my hair look.
yeah.
So you're gonna always see me with,
Always see you with some curls.
yes, whether
Now,
they, I don't, I won't say I don't like them. I'm just not a fan of them being this tight. I like them to just have like some
subtle bit in,
yeah.
yeah. I see you out here. You always have some curls going on, and one of the things I think people won't see because of the curls is your parting system. When
Yeah.
you were intentional about starting this set of locks, what parting system did you decide to go with, and why?
I decided
If it
to
was recent.
go with the squares, which naturally are going to give you rectangles around your perimeter, right? Because square inch part to lot ratio, right? But I feel like I have a theory about parting systems.
Tell us more.
And in short, people pick parting systems that match their personalities.
Mm.
I am a very structured person. I love
A clean line. She don't play with that line. When I'm behind it, she's like, mm-mm. You need a comb. You need to separate those hairs.
can you slide this part over? Just look. That's
Greater
me.
by nature, okay?
That's me all day. But that is my philosophy with parting systems. People pick the parting systems that match their personalities.
So
The dominant personality, if you will.
what is a diamond parting system giving personality wise?
Those people like structure, but they got a little bit of artsy in them. Like they got a little bit of freedom child in them, flower child, if you will, because it's basically a rotated uh square or
Don't
rectangle.
say that. Don't say that because you're gonna have people out here like I'm gonna just turn to the side and
Yeah, no, no, no,
it's a
no, no.
lot more
It's
to
way
diamond parts than
listen,
that.
take it from me. I still have not mastered that diamond part. Okay, still yet semester that diamond part, and I really wanted diamond parts, but I knew going into it from our consultation, I knew going into it that I was going to be also servicing my own hair. I
Yeah,
can't follow a diamond part.
it's a lot,
I
especially with
can't.
all the locks you have. It's a lot.
I got 82 locks. And I'm trying.
Be over here like, how can I see this diamond go which way? Yeah, it's a lot.
We just not. We're not.
I received that. I definitely have a little artsy, and I gotta have that structure. So yeah, I think your theory holds up. Do you have you qualified the crescent partings or the seashell partings yet?
Mhm.
What would you say about people that have that type of parting system?
They are, and I put the crescent part, the fan part, the grab pieces all in the same category.
Fair enough. Yeah.
They are typically the people who like a look of freedom. They are typically the flower children. They don't want a distinct part to look a certain way. They want it to just look like I'm just showing up how I am. And if this one is small and this one is medium and this one is big, I'm okay with that.
Listen,
I'm just gonna go sit in the meadows later and hug a tree, and I'm gonna be cool. We're gonna be
I,
straight.
these are like lock horoscopes because it's so true.
Mhm.
I can I
That's like
it's
think back to your clientele. Think about the
girl.
people who have specific their parting systems match their personalities.
It rings true. I cannot unsee the first client that I had to do a free form like organic parting system on. My structure butt was like, you want what?
Exactly.
What? It just like I just want to
So
be
you
free.
don't
I'm just
want
like,
no
what?
uniformity.
Just none, like not at all. It's just like no. I'm just like, Okay. I'm
It was
sure this makes
probably the
sense to
most
you.
stressful part of your life.
It was so stressful. It was so. Listen, I could do a diamond part all day. I'm like, we lining the lines up. We follow your parietal ridge. We got the occipital. Like, I'm good with the structure. You want me to what? Not have any type of
No
organization?
stressing. And you know what? That's what gave me respect for people. It's kind of like it. Let me finish my phrase because I have a bad habit of not finishing my phrase. That's what gave me respect for people who wear freeform locks or the crescent fan or grab piece party system, right? It gave me so much respect because I realized that that is the hardest thing for me to do. Also, it took me back to when I was a master braider. I knew how to do flowers, stars, names, numbers, everything before I could do straight backs. That was the hardest thing for me to do. And I'm like, I'm talking to everybody, you don't want straight backs. You don't want to do that.
Talking them
Just
out of
figure
it.
out how to
Oh,
do
stay talking them out of it.
it, right? But then I learned how to do it. I freaked the mess out of them, right? But learning how to do what you don't like gives you so much more power and so much more
Mm-hmm.
dignity and so much more creativity because now you don't cap yourself in who you can cultivate or who you can cultivate with, right?
Yeah.
You can service everybody. I have a one of my clients, she was that way. And I mean, she without even knowing, she demanded that respect and I gave her every bit of it because I was just like, you know what? This pulled from a different part of me. I was so rebellious against it, but I had to respect what she wanted. She didn't know that I was against it, but in my mind, I'm like, why would you want to do this? This was gonna be small and this was gonna be big and this was gonna drive me crazy when
And
you
they
put
gonna
me
sit right next to each other.
this
Okay.
lock and this thick lock and this is gonna be coinciding together and you don't care about my sanity, do you?
Listen, when they come back for the grooming, I'm like, okay, what goes where? Ugh, I gotta reorient myself every time. And it's like, cause there's no structure.
It's a psychological pressure that comes along with that if you are a very structured person.
Girl, you are on that. That is it. That I believe you. People are in the comments like, oh, you got this. You figuring it out. Listen, okay, that is
And
so
that's one
true.
of the things that I teach my students. So y'all got that for the free, right? And when you are going, that's something that you can definitely give people who are going to start loss. Think about what type of party system you want. Think about your personality.
Yeah.
Because you might think that you want something that does not fit your personality, and then you sitting there looking crazy, and then you want to start over, and then you're going to find another loctician, and then you know what I mean, and focus on a person that can do all and not just one, because you're gonna mess around and get that one that you don't want or doesn't fit your personality, and you're gonna be upset.
Truly. Okay. That's why I heard consultations are important. Consultations are
You
important.
won't sit in my chair without one. And it's a whole hour long. I need to know.
You don't be playing with your consultations.
I need
And
to know.
so while we have you here, Miss Nicole J, what are, let's say, 3 questions that people should ask their locticians before starting their locks?
What philosophical approach they have. Do you know how to do all parting systems? Do you know or are you certified in the different locking techniques?
Ooh.
Because if I want to start with coils, but you only know how to do 2-strand twists, I'm gonna be kind of mad if I
Right.
don't ask those questions ahead.
And do you understand what it's going to look like if I start with coils or two-strand twists if you've never been taught that? So those are very good questions.
And can I get a bonus? Because you know I'm
Of
always.
course. Yes. Am I ever going to deny more?
I
I
think
live in abundance.
also to be able to ask the loctician if she like what her level of education is. And I think that people don't ask that because they think it may be offensive. But if I'm being completely honest, any stylist, any barber, any loctician is banking on you using their discretion, right? So if you don't know that I don't know, it's going to be easy for me to convince you to do what I do know.
Whoo! That's a word.
That's a
That's a
bar.
word. That part, okay? That part. As you are going through your journey, ask
You
questions.
have to.
You have to ask questions. You also, I would say, if we didn't learn anything else from Nicole today, it is to understand yourself so that your journey is one that is prioritizing yourself, your wellness, your preference, your desire to be on this journey.
And not what everybody else or somebody else wants it to be.
Listen, because people will try to put on you
Ooh,
all of their
projection.
things, all of the
Oh,
things.
projection.
And we don't want to hear. We don't want to hear. Um, you gave us the questions, those 4 questions. Those are great questions. Um, could you also share words of advice or encouragement for that woman or that person that may have started locks before it was a fail, they didn't enjoy it, they didn't like the way they looked, but they are thinking about doing it now but not quite ready? What would you say to that person?
Tap back into yourself until you are absolute, until you can't sleep at night. Till you up scrolling Pinterest, looking at the sizes, looking at the parting systems, looking at Jocelyn's um, newsletters, looking at the ebooks, like following, researching people. Get you a starting five, right? And
Mm-hmm.
narrow it down based off of what a person provides. Look for the receipts, because a person that's gonna just show up sometimes just gonna show up sometimes, and you'll be able to see it, right? Um, so definitely until you can't sleep, till you thinking about it often, then commit, right?
Yeah.
Don't commit a second until you are completely ready,
Yeah.
right? I say mostly, because you don't know what's gonna come after you've done it, right? If we being fair. Also, like I said, get you a starting five. Get you a starting five and base it off of the personality or your core values. See if they match, right? I would say get a plan B. Because although we have the intentions of wanting to start and create and form a relationship and journey with one person, you don't know, you have no idea what that person may be going through.
Mm.
It may come a time, for instance, hello, I'm being completely transparent today. It was a time where my clients I wouldn't say they had to, they chose to go on walks with me, show up for me in ways that had nothing to do with what we're doing behind the chair, so that I could show up behind the chair, right?
Yeah.
I was not emotionally, and completely mentally available for them. And some people was like, it's a little bit too much for me, and that's fine. Here, this is a person that you can go to. This is a person that I've taught, or this is a person that I trust. And honestly, the person who services my hair is the one of the people that I sent my clients to.
Yeah.
So definitely have that plan B for the emergencies, for the anything.
I would say always have a plan B. Always have that
You never
backup
know.
person.
You
You never
never,
know.
never know. You don't even know. For instance, money was flowing a few years ago, a couple years ago. Everybody had it, right? That money doesn't stop. Them pandemics check the stop. You know what I mean? So, you know, now you got to recalibrate what your budget looks like. You got to recalibrate what your earnings, the thing you're gonna spend your hard earned money, because you didn't have to work too hard to get that check. with your hard-earned money, you gotta recalibrate some things.
Right.
So have a plan B. You know I'm
have,
saying to
have a luxury loctician and a economically
I
safe
need to get that.
loctician.
I just need a shampoo, sis, and a nice little oil, and a little massage.
Just touch it up real quick.
Just do my edges. Just do my edges and pull it up. And I'm gonna throw some curls in it, okay? And I think lastly, I would say give yourself permission. Give yourself permission, because a lot of the times we are hesitant to commit to something is because we haven't given ourselves permission to have the dualities of being able to exist in both places of being sure and unsure, right? Mm-hmm. Give yourself permission to do that. Give yourself permission to commit, but also give yourself permission to understand that it might not be exactly what I think it's going to be.
And that's where you got to learn to trust the process.
You have to trust the process. I remember one time I was like, JoJo, how come my ends, they thicker at the ends? And you literally, like, so eloquently said, sis, you're not getting your hair done like you're supposed to. Like, and the hair is growing away from your locks. I'm like, get me together. I need you, please. Please, because again, going through life, we automatically, and I found myself being guilty in that space. What's going on with my hair? Okay, well, think about the things that you're not doing to create what you are experiencing, right? Because people, they automatically, and that's definitely not saying that I want to be able, what are you doing? That wasn't the intention at all. And I don't even think you took it that way. But what's going on? Did something change? Did I do something? Did I not do something? Yeah, you won't get your hair done. You were so busy trying to walk 7 miles a day to get that 120 something pounds off that you won't focus about getting your hair done. You know what I mean? So,
life be lifing sometimes.
Noted. I got it. No. Duly noted. And I got on a register. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna get my hair shampoo. I'm gonna do shampoo. I'm gonna get my hair retwisted. After those 4 weeks, I'm gonna shampoo, and then I'm gonna shampoo again in 2 weeks. And then by that time, it's time for me to get my hair retwisted again. And then I shampoo after 4 weeks, and then 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks. So I'm like, okay, I got it.
And then don't forget the steaming, because you over here steaming too, getting your hydration treatments. Like,
got to steam.
Not playing, okay?
Again, I love my ashy brown hair, but it's really gonna be ashy if I don't do those steam treatments.
Steam treatments are amazing.
Every time I put hydrate me, please.
On there, okay. We gotta have the hydration. It's so necessary. Oh man, I truly appreciate this conversation. I appreciate you sharing space with me so much. So that we don't have the people on here forever, because we could go for hours and days.
No,
okay.
No,
this is our
have done it.
Truly. Could you share where people can learn from you, find you on the internet, stay in community with you? Like, where are you online?
Okay, so online on Instagram, I am A Distinct Image. On Facebook, I am ADI by Nicole J. On the TikTok, on the TikTok, I am ADI by Nicole J. And I am also on adistinctimage.com, where you'll be able to learn more about the classes that I'm offering. I would love for you to be able to connect with me via the link in my bio on Instagram. It's like a contact link where you can express to me what type of classes you're looking for, so that you can connect with me as a student. Look at that, fancy. I like it. Where you can join my community, you can join my classes. I am working a lot more on being intentional about how I show up. So I am also going to start doing tap in Tuesday or Thursday. I haven't decided. Where
Okay.
my background is psychology, so I am trying to bring more of that to the forefront. Where literally, I want you to tap in with me, see where you are mentally, see where you are emotionally, because those things matter as we navigate our day by days. Um, so tap in Tuesday or Thursday, and it might be Monday. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'm just gonna
Just follow and find out.
all right, y'all, tap in. I'm a much so of a laissez-faire type of personality where I don't really do a lot of structure in my personal life as I do in my business life, and that those dualities work for me. So I'm just gonna
Right.
show up, and it's gonna be what it is.
And you'll be blessed and you'll enjoy it and it'll be great. Thank you so much, Nicole. I truly appreciate you being here. I hope to have you back soon.
Yes.
And yes, appreciate you.
Thank you, everybody, for having me.
Truly appreciated y'all joining me for another episode of the Trust the Process podcast. Again, if you came in a little bit late or you're just tuning in, it's all good. You can catch the replay on my YouTube channel, The Digital Loctician, or find Trust the Process podcast wherever you like to listen to podcasts. YouTube just released YouTube podcast. So we are out here, okay? I also would love to let you know, just in case you don't know, that my hair care line, Crown Elements, we have recently released our shampoo. It is now available. The Just Clean shampoo, our first shampoo, which is our clarifying shampoo, is now available at crownelements.com. So you can head over there, pre-order your shampoo, and get you some hair care products. So we're not out here with dry hair or feeling like we don't know what to use on our hair. I have formulated it and created exactly what you need, okay? crownelements.com is where it's at. And I will see you next Thursday for another episode of the Trust the Process podcast. Like the video, subscribe, and as always, I am wishing you peace, love, and good vibes. I'll see you soon.